This is a Park story. It's a Park story about anxiety. From now on, for the rest of Advent, I just decided that I'm going to use just one devotional. We're going to stick with Not Yet Christmas because it has some of the best stuff in it, and that way I don't have to say where I'm coming from each day. So today's devotion was about anxiety and how the season of Advent really sets us up to get rid of some of that as we focus on the things that are coming up, the things that God has blessed us with, the things that bring us joy instead of anxiety. And as I was sitting out here today with my kids, we were hanging out, and it's early release day, so there's some high school kids here, and they were all guys, and one of the guys could do this. So of course, seeing that from their friend, the other guys decided that they should try it too, and they'd never done it before. So I was just sort of watching, and I asked them if I could catch it, because I thought it'd be kind of a cool thing to show us an example of just getting past anxiety and that fear that kind of comes with it. Because if anxiety starts to set in, if it lingers too long, we don't deal with it, it can turn into fear, that kind of fear that cripples us, that makes us just still and we can't move, and so it's paralyzing. But I think these guys did a really good job, and they illustrate sort of what happens when anxiety sets in, but also what happens when you deal with it. How do you move past that? How do you fight against it? And then what kind of joy can come out of that? So this is what happened next. All right, do it.
I'm gonna try.
He said do it for the camera and he falls in his face.
Do it for the vine. Alright, bro, I'm gonna do it. Okay. Alright, got you.
You had it last time.
Maybe if I can. Ah, I did it! Ah, no way! It sticks it.
Now you can see the look on his face, right? Whenever that's over, that's joy. The anxiety's gone. It's been replaced by something else. And it's because of, well, probably the blessing that comes from not breaking his foot or neck or anything else. But it was a cool picture I wanted to share with you guys of just what this looks like. How do we get overcome by anxiety, and then how do we deal with it? How do we get past it? And how do we do something that's really kind of cool? Maybe something we've never done before. And he had a really good reason to be anxious. And the reason was he had just broken his foot, and so he has a walking boot. Is that your boot?
Yeah, that's my boot. I broke my ankle.
Where did you break it?
Well, that's like my first week being in the boot.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I was surprised they didn't kill me doing this.
He had good reason to be anxious. And as we think about Advent and Christmas and what's coming up, and we think about the second coming of Christ, which is what Advent is supposed to be helping us to do, there's a lot of anxiety there. You think about everything that we see, everything that we read, most of it has to do with terrible, horrible things, and none of the stories of whenever Jesus comes back look great. There's always something where the world's ending and people are dying and it's terrible, and so there's all this anxiety wrapped up in when Jesus comes back. But if we look at what Jesus tells us about it, it's not like that at all. It's this beautiful thing where everything is made new and it's made right, and that's the story that we need to be remembering during Advent.